When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. It is 11:11 here, folks, so you need to all make a wish. That's what I just did.
I want SportzDescx so bad.
We have a ton of great stuff lined up for you today, but I just wanted to get your guys' attention with song. So I started off with that.
You really blessed us there.
Yeah.
Just baptizing the vocals.
Yeah, album coming soon. But yeah, happy 11/11 day. And before we start, also just quick shout out to all of our veterans. Thank you for your service. We would not be able to enjoy our freedoms if it weren't for you. So thank you very much.
That is true. We love our veterans.
Thank you very much. Now, we're going to jump right into some sports news.
Week 9 of all of our action happened last week. I, yet again, pulled away with the picks. Solid 10-8. This week, we have week 10. There's going to be a couple of interesting matchups. Our team, the Vikings, actually, was on a 2-game win streak. Quite the surprise, pleasant surprise, if you will. And we're just really looking forward to kind of what the back half of the season brings for the Vikings. I mean, we've got a relatively decent schedule coming up. But I think if we keep playing the way we're playing, we shouldn't go any lower than 6-2.
Yeah, I can definitely see us doing well.
But yeah,
that's it.
Thanks for that contribution.
That's the tweet.
Jake, you wanted to talk about Buffalo and Arizona.
Yes.
Buffalo's going to be at Arizona this week. And, yeah, you want to talk about this one, so go. Shoot your shot.
Skylar picked Arizona, and I picked Buffalo. And as someone who's losing in the game picks, I don't really know if my pick is a good one, but I really like how Buffalo's been playing lately. Both teams are playing really well, actually, Arizona and Buffalo. Josh Allen played well last week, throwing for 4 touchdowns. I believe they were all throwing. Kyler Murray's done really well for Arizona, but I like Buffalo. Excuse me. Now I have the hiccups, I think. Can you punch me, please? Thank you. I think Buffalo's going to take this one. I think it's going to be close, though. And Josh Allen is a little inconsistent, so I could see Arizona pulling on top. I'd take Buffalo in this one. Why did you pick Arizona?
I did pick Arizona strictly due to the fact that Josh Allen has been relatively inconsistent this year. However, I do think Arizona is going to be kind of like a little bit of a sleeper. At the start of the year, I was really keeping them under the radar. I wasn't really – they were unexpected, in my opinion. I wasn't sold on what they had to bring to the table, and now that it's the middle of the season, I'm pretty confident that they have what it takes to compete with those that are up there. And Buffalo, despite its inconsistencies, is a pretty decent team. I just don't think that they can pull it off. So.
Yeah, Buffalo does have the NFL's leading receiver, Stephon Diggs, on their offense, so that gives Josh Allen a proven weapon that might help explain his improvement this year, having some good weapons around him. But yeah, we'll see. I think it'll be a good game. Algo Mas para Futbol Americano.
I'm looking. None of the other games really intrigue me all that much, unless we wanted to kind of mention Houston and Cleveland. I know Houston's a little bit on an upswing, and Cleveland is getting Nick Chubb back this week. Hopefully, if all things go well in his private sessions and training and everything. But I don't know if I really want to talk about that.
Scott, I'm sorry. He told me to stop pec flexing.
Oh, yeah. I will say Indianapolis at Tennessee is going to be a pretty good game. I think that one is going to be a game to watch for the week. But, Jake, was there anything that you wanted to talk about with that game at all? I know they're two kind of mid-tier, top-tier teams for this season.
Which game?
Indianapolis at Tennessee.
Yeah, I think Indianapolis is in second place in the AFC South. I think they're 5-3.
And they do have the best defense.
Yeah, they're pretty good at defense, but Tennessee with Derrick Henry, who's second in rushing yards this year in the NFL, I think that'll be a good matchup to see who I wouldn't be surprised if we see a highlight of Derrick Henry carrying 6-7 defenders, because that's just what he's capable of. I like Tennessee in this one, though. I think Ryan Tannehill's pretty good at quarterback. A.J. Brown at receiver. He's really stepped up. So I'm going to pick Tennessee, plus they're at home, although I don't know if there's even fans allowed. I don't know if that makes much of a difference, but it's always nice to play in your home stadium.
Yeah, I do think at this point, since you brought up fans, I think that players are becoming a little bit more accustomed to playing without fans present, and it's making it, I don't know, less of a home field advantage if ever there was such a thing. I mean, you can get used to playing in one place and being accustomed to the noise that is there with fans present. However, when it's all silent, it will be a change of pace at the start of the season, I would imagine, but then moving forward, I don't think that the fact that there's no fans really impacts the teams too much.
I just can't wait for the day when we finally have like full stadiums, football, baseball, arenas. Like, it's going to be so nice to have that, and that energy from a crowd you just can't replicate artificially.
That is true.
Especially like college football. Yeah. Moving on from game picks in the NFL, we're going to talk a little bit about some races that are heating up.
Oh yes, the MVP races.
M V. How do you make a P with your?
Well, you draw the line and then you get the
It's so hard because it's backwards here.
Yeah.
Okay, MVP race.
MVP race. Anybody that's going to be in the top of the league for any form of statistic, really. Right now,
like losses.
According to ESPN, the runner-up, not really runner-up, the guy who's leading the pack right now, is Russell Wilson. He had a couple of off games. He's thrown a couple of uncharacteristic picks these last couple of games, which is something to kind of monitor moving forward in the season. However, I'm not sure it's really going to impact the way that his stats kind of end up at the end of the season. But Russell Wilson is at the top. Patrick Mahomes is number 2. Aaron Rodgers is number 3. Josh Allen is number 4. And last is Tom Brady. I'm not necessarily certain that I agree entirely with this list of guys.
Jack, we need your help here.
Oh,
do we
can
have
not
it?
Hear us?
Yeah. Wait, they can hear us now. I think. Yeah. We can't hear you, Scott says.
Can you hear me now?
Can you still hear us now?
Are you listening to me?
Maybe I'll mouth it. Oh, we can hear you now. Oh, now we can hear you.
Oh, they can hear us now. Oh.
So everything Skylar said was not even heard. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah. It's just like I'm speaking to a wall.
Basically, he said that Dalvin Cook is putting up historic numbers compared to previous running back MVP winners LaDainian Tomlinson and Adrian Peterson. That's basically the gist of it.
Yeah, that was a good summary. Very
He
quick.
did. I don't know if you guys heard who the people are that ESPN put in the MVP race, but ESPN put Tom Brady at number 5, and I think that's an absolute trash ranking because he is playing not anywhere near MVP caliber this year.
No.
I mean, the game against the Saints played trash. Yeah, he had the great game against the Packers, but other than that, I feel like that's just a popularity ranking there with that pick.
It has to be. I don't think Josh Allen should be up there either. I mean, he started off the season hot and then was absolutely cold for the next 2-3 games.
And then he had the good game last week, but yeah, he's not worthy of being number 4.
Yeah. So maybe they were just doing like quarterbacks because I mean I can't really think of any other quarterbacks that have been up there except for like I think Kyler Murray's even done better than Tom Brady this year.
If you look at what like the definition of MVP is, though, I mean, it's the type of player who, when your team is without him, the whole dynamic of your team has drastically changed for the worse.
The Vikings.
And like that's what I'm saying. That's why Delvin should be. And this, I know I'm a Vikings fan, whatever, so it's biased, whatever. But when he's out of the lineup, the offense changes entirely. I mean, you saw it in the game against Atlanta when he was out and we lost really badly. Now, that could have just been an anomaly type game. But Alexander Madison was playing in his place, and he's good, but he's not Dalvin Cook. When Cook is in the lineup, he changes the dynamic of the Vikings so differently. And yeah, these quarterbacks do too, but it's not just quarterbacks. I think we need to consider receivers. Even like Kelsey for the Chiefs,
third in receiving yards?
Yeah.
Something like that?
He's third receiving yards, and he's a tight end. You got Diggs for Buffalo. I mean, the things that players bring to a team that you can't identify on the stat sheet constitutes an MVP. And I think a lot of times people go for popularity. So, yeah, that's where I have a hard time with these rankings sometimes.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Is there anyone in specific that comes to mind when you think MVP race has to be there, That's not one of the 5 guys that we mentioned. You think someone should be there that's not there? Yeah, let's hear it from you guys.
Yeah, we'd love to hear what you have to say.
We'll be rolling with it. Whenever you guys comment, we'll bring it up. But there's a couple of stat leaders that I like to point out in the league. Dalvin Cook is leading in rushing yards by about 50 yards. Derrick Henry's right behind him. Next for receiving is Stephon Diggs, former Viking, which is pretty cool to like see that he's being successful elsewhere. So like Vikings have talent, they just don't know how to use it.
They just trade it away.
Aaron Donald has the most sacks, I believe. I didn't put any words down there.
That doesn't surprise me. He's so good. Scott says, I think Kirk Cousins will be a good MVP Boulevard. Is Boulevard a typo?
That seems biased.
Yeah. I could see Mahomes / Wilson / Rodgers being strong competitors for quarterbacks. Yeah, I think those 3 are kind of your safe options right now.
Yeah, they're always like consistent fallbacks.
Ben Roethlisberger's been playing well for Pittsburgh, but I don't know if he's MVP level right now.
Yeah, I'd argue that he's doing better than Tom Brady.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, 100%. J.C. Jackson is leading in interceptions this year. Blake Martinez is leading in tackles.
Who's J.C. Jackson? I've actually never heard of him before.
He is a cornerback for Patriots.
Oh.
And then Matt Ryan is leading in passing yards, which is like kind of a surprise, but he's not even in like the MVP talk.
Matty Eich.
But 'tis what it is. I mean, we don't run those things, and it's all up to the experts to decide.
Tim Nelson says, it looks like Donald Trump might be going into retirement, so I've decided to move forward with Derrick Henry as my fantasy running back. Good choice.
That is a good choice, yes.
Good choice,
it looks like Donald Trump has been replaced. He's been benched.
Not only are established players asserting themselves in the league, but we also have some stellar rookies playing, Skylar.
Exactly, yes, rookies. Obviously, everyone hears about all of these starting quarterbacks. I mean, the quarterback is the one that leads the team. And so, no surprise, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, those are the top guys on the rookie charge. However, Justin Jefferson has been a standout for the Vikings. However, I feel he's a bit underutilized. I mean, in in the Vikings game against the Packers, Kirk Cousins only threw the ball like 14 times.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous.
Completed like 11 passes.
But then again, that's because you have Cook. You know, but no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So the talent is there. It's underutilized, so it'll be interesting to see where he like lines up in the race for Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
It will all be based off of how much he gets used in the back half of the season.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Cook wins MVP and Jefferson wins Rookie of the Year?
Dude, that would be crazy.
That'd be
we
pretty
still
cool.
don't like make the playoffs or like even win a playoff game.
Hey, we may suck as a team, but we do good. We're good at doing it.
Exactly. I can see Justin Herbert, the way he's just taking the helm with the Chargers is just phenomenal. Like you don't really you don't expect it, because I mean, you have these rookies coming in that have never played in the NFL, and he is just absolutely crushing it out there. I'm a big Justin Herbert fan.
Yeah.
We got a comment in there?
Yeah, this is actually going to be a good transition to our next segment. So, Jonathan Wardell, who unfortunately is quarantined for the third time,
Hate that guy.
He asked, what NFL players would you pick as your paintball teammates / competitors?
Oh, that is a phenomenal question.
And I just want to, before we talk about this, the little bit of backstory.
Prelude.
Jonathan, Skylar, and I were able to go paintballing this past Saturday as part of a bachelor party for one of our buddies, and none of us had ever gone paintballing before, and it was pretty fun.
I had gone tackballing, which is very similar to paintball. This was at a National Guard base, and they were funding it, putting it on as a fundraiser. And basically what it is you get rubber balls that are the exact same size as paintballs. However, like they're even shot out of paintball guns. And they hit you, they don't explode, so they hurt a lot more. But yeah, so this is my first time paintballing, but like similar obstacles, similar game style, gameplay, and everything.
I got shot in the head. It hurt. Thanks, Luke.
Luke shot me in the
Jonathan
in the man parts.
In the man parts. Jonathan says, "Tell him how I destroyed you, Jake." Winky face. Okay, so Jonathan and I were 1-on-1, and he got me in the chin. Okay, he won. But Jonathan, must I remind you of the time it was me against you, Skylar, and Harrison, and I got all three of you out.
Okay, here's the deal.
Sniper.
Come that time when Jake got me out, I had absolutely no paintballs left. Jonah.
What?
Jonah freaking hung me out to dry. This man.
Because Jonah ran out in the middle of the field.
This man had an extra case of paintballs for me and tossed it, but he threw it very wimpy, and it like landed 5 feet from him and like 15 feet from me. And so he picked it up and tossed it again another 5 feet. So now it's 10 feet from me, 10 feet from him.
Wow, this is really detailed math.
And I ran out there to grab some, and in the process I slipped and fell, and then I got shot in the back.
Oh, yeah, it was a great shot.
By what I thought was my best friend, but no.
We were in war.
Shot me in the back.
Yeah, right to his face.
Right to my face, shot me in the back.
And then I got Harrison, I think, on the inner thigh, and then it was me and Jonathan, and I was hiding behind a boat, and then got up, and I don't even know where I hit him. I think like maybe the shoulder. So yes, Jonathan, you got me one time. I got you another, so I'd call us even.
Just the freaking nerve.
I just want to talk a little bit about paintball in general today. You know, now that are basically professional amateurs at it. Paintball as a game itself is actually relatively new. Paintballs were invented in the 60s by the Nelson Paint Company. A guy, Charles Nelson, invented these gelatin balls with paint in them and stuff. But the first paintball game apparently was played on June 2nd, 1981 between a few friends. So very relatively new game, but nonetheless fun and very popular. I was looking at on their official website, which I don't remember what it's called, but it sounded professional. And there's like a ton of paintball leagues and stuff all over the world. So it's very popular. It's just not one of those things you hear about mainstream. But when we were there at the arena area or whatever, with all the obstacle courses, whatever, there were like professionals playing, and it was pretty intense.
Yeah, our guide was saying that they were practicing for nationals or something like that. He did say that no team will go, or like no tournaments are actually held there that are like professional caliber or anything like that. But if you wanted to kind of compete against other teams and whatnot, they let us duke it out with another group that was like 15 people against us 8, and we ended up winning that one. That was a pretty cool story. It was Harrison was the last one, and he is our groom.
Yes, so congratulations, Harrison.
And he really pulled through.
You signed your life away.
Clutch, signed his life away, and also got a huge dub.
I can only assume the victory came from pent-up frustration that he will now have no freedom the rest of his life.
Exactly. Just tied down.
So he had to take it out on little kids?
The old ball and chain. Yeah, it was a team of little kids and their parents.
Scott asks, what are your thoughts on Philip Rivers tripping on a Terps monster trying to make a tackle? Oh, turf monster.
Yes, I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that's classic Philip Rivers.
It would be Philip Rivers.
And he'll probably still talk trash after, because that's just what he does.
He definitely did. He was probably talking trash as the guy was stepping over him.
He's like, oh, I got you. Gucci, Gucci.
Yeah, that was pretty comical. I mean, you run into like those come on man moments in like
come on man.
Exactly. And that was one of those moments.
Yeah. No doubt. And it's like, I feel like at his point, he's, 38 years old. He's not going to run after the defender to tackle him. So he has the luxury of falling, and, he's not going to get benched for it.
He's been running for how long and can't do it now?
Yeah. He's not, he doesn't have any ramifications with doing that.
He doesn't have it in him anymore.
No. But, no. So, yeah, paintball, great sport. If you've never done it, I recommend it.
Would recommend, yes.
We were able to go for about 3 hours for a reasonable price. So I definitely recommend it.
And it's a lot of cardio too. I mean,
it is.
You're running around, you're ducking, you're crouching, hiding behind a whole bunch of different obstacles. I actually ran into my football coach there. So that was a pretty cool experience. And he saw me before I saw him. He's like, Skyler.
Then he benched him.
Then I got benched.
Yeah. But no, I was pretty sore afterwards. My legs especially were sore. So if you're looking for a good workout and getting frustration out on people, go paintballing. It's pretty fun.
If you want to shoot some kids.
Ethically.
Go paintballing.
Go paintballing. We're going to move on to our next segment now. We're going to dive into the world of baseball. And it's the off season. We know the World Series is done. But some awards were just announced today, including the Cy Young Awards, given to a pitcher in the National League and the American League, which is the award for the best pitcher in each respective league. Were there turf monsters on the paintball field? I didn't see any.
Well, when Jake shot me in the back, I did slip and fall before that.
Because the pure power of my shot was just too overwhelming for him.
Yeah, I slipped and fell before it hit me, and just the sheer power.
Anyways, in baseball, the Cy Young Award winners were announced today. And in the American League, Shane Bieber, 25-year-old pitcher for the Cleveland Indians.
Justin Bieber's cousin.
Maybe. I don't know. He's 25 years old.
Can we get a fact check, Scott?
Scott. The season this year was only 60 games because pandemics. But nonetheless, Bieber put up some impressive numbers. He had an 8-1 record with a 1.63 ERA, which in baseball is unheard of. And he struck out 122 batters, which equates to 14.2 Ks over 9 innings, which is also insane, especially for a starter, because you're pitching obviously longer periods of a game. And then in the National League, we have 29-year-old Trevor Bauer, who was 5-4 this year, which isn't that great of a record, but it was due to a lot of poor offense in Cincinnati. He had 100 strikeouts. He had a 1.73 ERA, and he's set to be a free agent this year. So what a better way to boost your stock than winning the award for being the best pitcher in the National League. So Ohio is the state of pitchers, I'd say, with Cleveland and Cincinnati. So we'll have to see what comes next. In the American League, I know Minnesota Twins pitcher Kenta Maeda was a finalist, as well as I believe Blake Snell of the Rays. I don't remember who the other two were in the National League. But yeah, so that's some baseball news that we have for you. If you want to move on, I'm over it. I'm done with baseball for tonight.
We can jump back to the NBA yet again. We're still waiting on the NBA draft to start of the season. The only news that I feel is worth talking is a couple of points. Timberwolves today just worked out with LaMelo Ball. So I do believe that's aiming more so for a number 1 draft pick for them in Ball. However, more exciting news, there is trouble in paradise between Russell Westbrook and James Harden. Yeah, Jake, talk to us about Russ and James then.
So I don't know a ton of details about this story because it is so new, and obviously we're the first ones to report this stuff. But apparently Russ is not happy with the situation in Houston, and there's talks that him and James Harden are not getting along. So it appears as though they both want to potentially leave Houston. And Russell Westbrook was traded to Houston from OKC last July, so he hasn't even been there he's been there about a year and a half. And so yeah, it's interesting that he wants out already. One other thing too that I did not write down here regarding the NBA, their season, did we say this? They're officially starting the 22nd of December? Did we mention that?
I'm not sure if that news was out just yet.
Scott says that we should try pickleball, archery, and synchronized swimming this weekend and give them the details. I would love that.
Archery is pretty fun.
Synchronized swimming.
Synchronized swimming, I can't.
We could do that in the lake.
Attest to.
Jonathan Wardell says, I think LaMelo has a lot more potential than his brothers. I'm excited, and I think Lamar has learned to stay out of things more. That's actually a good point. I haven't really heard from Lamar Ball lately, and I hope it stays that way. Excuse me. And then Kishfish. Oh, hey Alex. He says, "I like your hair. Thank you. Not applicable."
I don't think he's talking to you.
Oh, he likes your hair. Okay. I see how it is.
Who was the one who said that I had better hair last time? Was that Ben?
Probably someone in your dreams.
I'll go back and watch
Oh,
that
LeVar
episode.
Ball. Yeah, because it's not Lamar Ball. I was thinking that didn't sound right when I said it, but I couldn't think of who it was.
Lamarble.
Lamar Ball. Okay. Yeah, and then other NBA news, Oklahoma City Thunder hired the new youngest head coach in the NBA, 35-year-old Mark Daignault. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I'm probably wrong. And he used to coach in the G League, but that doesn't mean you're not going to be successful, because Raptors coach Nick Nurse also used to coach in the G League, and he's one of the best coaches in the NBA. Alex, I know you're a Raptors fan, so I know you'll respect that factoid. Yeah, that's all I got for the NBA news. I was going to say Nibba, but I didn't want to. Even though I just did.
And you wrote down some stuff about the NCAA.
Oh yeah, the NACA released some news the other day about Wichita State men's basketball coach Greg Marshall. They have agreed to part ways. Marshall's been the head coach there since 2007. He leaves with a 525 wins and 204 losses, which is pretty stellar. Led the Shockers to 7 tournament appearances. A Final Four run in 2013, where you could say they shocked the world. If you like Fred VanVleet of the Toronto Raptors, he went to Wichita State. Again, Alex, I'm sure you realize that because you like the Raptors. Hashtag Raptors three-peat from Alex. Bold statement, but I like it. Wolves in 7. Yeah.
The only other news, right? The only other news from the NCAA that I came across was just the fact that Duke is one of those schools that will not be hosting any fans in their games, and the Minnesota Vikings came out saying that they're not going to host any fans at all for the entire season.
Yeah.
So things with COVID are kind of shaping up. I mean,
yeah.
Really putting a damper on things.
It's tough. Hopefully it all ends soon.
True.
I'll say. If there's any questions or something you guys want to talk about or discuss or debate over, please drop a comment below.
I realized we didn't even talk about which NFL players we wanted on our paintball team.
Oh my gosh. I literally have one that I know.
Literally?
Okay. So many people have to quarantine. Hashtag shaking my head.
Yeah, Jonathan would know.
Yeah, because all he does is quarantine. Anyways, I would take, first off, okay, now I'm rethinking. Do I want Tyreek Hill or Delvin Cook? Because I want someone who's fast and shifty, but then I also want to run behind an offensive lineman because then he'll get hit, thus keeping me protected and safe so I can snipe. So I guess I would put Delvin Cook, and then I'll say Andrew Whitworth because he's the only offensive lineman there.
How many people are we allowing on our paintball team?
16.
16.
So you have to pick 15.
That's almost a whole offense and a defense.
Scotland asks, is there any news about the Olympics? And I don't mean the country Scotland, I mean his dad.
We haven't been asked, or we haven't been looking.
Scotland hasn't called us yet.
We haven't been asking you anything. We haven't really looked into the Olympics at all.
We did not get accepted.
Yeah, neither of us made it. I tried to go for curling.
I tried to go for
no
hosting.
such luck.
I'm just trying to commentate the Olympics.
I just want to carry the flame.
You'll take the helm.
Take the helm. I'll take the torch.
No, I think it's interesting because I've seen commercials that say where are they even going to be? Tokyo or something? It says something 2020, and then it says spring or summer of 2021. So they're not even going to be in 2020, obviously. I just think that's interesting, but
I have no clue. Scott, you're a fact checker. Why don't you look it up?
Oh,
did we have?
No, he didn't ask anything. Who would you put on your paintball team, Scott?
On my paintball team,
If you had to pick 2 NFL players.
2 NFL players, I would go Tyreek Hill because he's small and can actually get behind the.
Okay, so
the
you're
obstacles.
stealing the name that I suggest.
I am doing Tyreek Hill, and can we do former NFL players?
It's up to you. I'm indifferent.
Michael Vick.
But no, you can't.
Okay. No, I can't. Then I'm going Lamar Jackson.
So you're picking shifty guys?
Yeah. And one's a quarterback, so he's got good accuracy.
Not Lamar Jackson. Just kidding.
You didn't throw him the gun.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Just chucking
Scars.
paintballs.
You want a guy who can throw a gun at you. Yeah. That's great.
Well, when you run out of paintballs,
You know what?
you got to do whatever it takes.
You can take Lamar Jackson so I can kick your butt 10 games in a row because your guy throws the gun away at people. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I just take drinks of water as an excuse to not have to wear the mask. And that's just a fact of the matter.
I like to drink water because it's good for me.
Oh, right. Okay, tell us another lie.
I like you.
I should eat vegetables. You're my best friend. And I think we should work together next semester. But yeah, if you guys have any sports content or questions you want to drop our way, we are here for the next, however long until we end. But probably not too much longer. We got a busy night ahead. Lots of things to do.
Go follow our Twitter. We recently had a poll that was asking about a Thanksgiving special. And we got a fair amount of votes.
I can't wait for that. Yes, next week is unfortunately going to be our last episode of Sports Desk for about, probably 2.5, 3 months almost, because we're going to be gone for our Christmas break. Our school is ending in-person classes for Thanksgiving, and then after that we're online for a week or two for finals. So we won't be able to be together for Sports Desk, unfortunately. Maybe that's a good thing for you, but unfortunately for us, we're not going to be able to do Sports Desk.
Yeah, we just have fun doing this.
But don't worry, next semester we'll be back and better than ever. Oh, Alex asks, what team do you think with... Why do I don't know why that's so hard for me to read. What team do you think with have the worst record in the NFL this season? Oh, what team do you think will have the worst record? That was just so poorly worded, I couldn't read it at all.
I'm going to go with the Jets.
Maybe I am dyslexic. I'm going to say the Jets too, but that's just because they have such a head start of every other team.
You know, if you're gonna catch up to the Jets, you have to be trying to do worse than them.
He says, my bad. No, actually, bold statement just because we need to have something to discuss. I'm actually going to say the Giants because I think they're, 1-8 or something? 1-7? I think they've only won 1 or 2 games. I think the Jets go on a late season surge and win 3 or 4 games. Although I have heard that Trevor Lawrence, or people think Trevor Lawrence will purposely not enter the draft if the Jets have the number 1 overall pick because he doesn't want to play for him supposedly, but I haven't heard anything confirming that. Hashtag fire Gase. Also, Curtis hates your shirt.
Well, he's going to love my blanket.
Oh yeah, it's because it's Vikings. I didn't even notice. Yeah.
Hey, Kurt.
Kurt, we miss you, buddy. We really should have had Kurt on tonight. Guy has nothing going for him.
Not in quarantine.
No, not present. Kurt, hope you're doing well, buddy. Okay, Giants have 2 wins. Thanks, Jonathan, for letting me know. Which team only has 1? Is it the Cowboys? No, they have a few. I thought there was a team that only has 1, but I could be wrong.
You know, the Cowboys might be a pretty close race for
being the worst team.
Being the worst, without down to their 4th string Q.
You want to talk about an awful division? NFC East.
At one point, their combined record was only 2 wins and 13 losses.
Yeah, the Eagles are in first place, and they're 3-4-1. Yeah, they're 3-4-1. So, I mean, NFC East is a dumpster fire. I think a really insanely strong division is the NFC West. You got Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, and the Niners are falling off a bit this year.
Jags only have 1 win.
Jags, okay.
Who's their quarterback right now?
Oh, it's
Flacco.
Well, it's not. No, he's with the Jets. It's not Gardner Minshew anymore. It's this guy's name starts with an L, like Jake something. He started on Sunday. Played pretty decent.
You have 9 dislikes.
How do we have 9 dislikes?
As you're singing.
I really set the tone poorly. Yeah, I can see the Jags floundering. Ha, got you, Curtis. Dang it, Jonathan beat. Oh, because Curtis looked it up too. Well, thanks, Curtis. I suppose you have nothing else to do. I shouldn't even be mocking you.
Scott's failing us with this fact checking.
Yeah, Scott, are you using Yahoo or something? What's so slow?
Bing.
Yeah, I was going to say Bing.
Okay. He's probably trying to load Chrome. Jacob Luton.
Oh, gluten.
You know, when he's released, he's going to be gluten free. Just like the... Shut up, it's a condition.
What's that, being dumb?
Yeah. Curtis is using Yahoo. Okay. Speaking of Yahoo, Younghoe Koo of the Atlanta Falcons is having a really good year at kicker. He's my fancy kicker.
Yahoo!
But it just kind of sounded phonetically similar, so I thought I'd mention him.
Has anybody had like
Serious bouts of
that? I mean, yes. You're walking through Walmart, through like the soda section and everything, and then you come across this white box or a yellow box with brown writing, and it's like chocolate milk. It's like canned chocolate milk almost. It's like Yoo-Hoo's. Is that what it's called?
Oh, Trubu?
Has no. It's like the yellow beverages.
Oh, Nesquik.
Is it Yoo-Hoo?
I don't know.
Yoo-Hoo?
I know. What you're
Yeah,
talking
it's
Hey,
like milk beverage.
Has anybody had that stuff?
about. Have you?
Scott, was that the Pillsbury Doughboy? That's funny because I've said that. That's what that one sounds like sometimes.
Which one? Here.
That one. That's my late night overtired laugh.
Oh yeah, the Sleepy Sillies.
The Sleepy Sillies. Comment if you guys have ever had the Sleepy Sillies before.
There's not going to be any comments.
Have you heard of the Sleepy Sillies?
Raise your hand if you've heard of the Sleepy Sillies. I think he's the one that told me that term.
Me?
I think you invented the term Sleepy Sillies.
It very well could have, but I heard it from Grace. Grace Asplin.
Oh, well. Okay.
Yeah.
Way to not take credit. That's really... shows
Yeah,
a lot about your
I'm just a
character.
humble man.
So yeah, next week I really hope you guys tune into
The
our
best there is.
to our Thanksgiving special. We'll have some interesting facts about the Thanksgiving traditions in NFL. Curtis says, "This is my first time I've heard of the Sleepy Sillies, but I know I've had them multiple times." Well, now Curtis, you can put a name to that condition.
Exactly.
I'm sure before you were laughing and wondering what is wrong with me, and now you can say I have the Sleepy Sillies.
Exactly. You probably just thought you were tired and needed sleep, but no, you're just being silly.
Self-diagnosis.
It's good to be self-aware
It's so fun.
of any condition or...
Anyways, we're digressing. Yeah, it's such a weird time in the sports world, the world in general, but we're in the heart of the NFL season and the college football season, and baseball just got done, and basketball also just got done, and the Olympics are not happening, and paintball apparently is just still going on.
Yeah, those guys didn't care.
So it's just a really strange times in general. I don't know, man. But thankfully, sports is ever changing. That's what keeps us employed.
That is, yeah, employed is the word.
Yeah. So, I just want to say thank you all for your continued loyalty to SportsDescx.
It was lovely having you.
I know a lot of you guys have cable. You could choose ESPN, but you choose us, and that means a lot to us.
Speaks volumes.
It really does. And once again, thank you so much to our veterans for all that you do for us. We could not enjoy the lives that we do if it weren't for the sacrifices you've made. So thank you very much. I know we probably all know someone who served, and it's a tremendous blessing. So thank you very much.
Yeah, it truly is. If there's nothing else we have, I'm going to go ahead and leave it with saying SportsDescx. It's not delivery, it's SportsDescx.
SportsDescx. That was much better than last week.